Hey guys, this is Megan Denon, and this is my video for discussion week 3. And the first question that Dr. Castleberry had for us was, what is the earliest media event that you recall seeing? And I kind of struggled with this one because I can't remember a lot of stuff from when I was a kid. So the first thing that I remember that was really impactful, that's really solid in my mind, was when the Murrah bombing happened, because I was 11 and I was in 6th grade. And I remember being at school. I remember feeling the school shake, kind of like a small earthquake. And, shortly after the teachers had the news on, there were a couple kids pulled from the classroom because they had parents that worked in the building, and it was pretty traumatic. So, seeing that event unfold, or the aftermath of that event unfold on television, is kind of seared into my brain, as I'm sure 9/11 maybe is for a lot of you. That one is for me too. But that's the earliest one that I can really pinpoint and that I really remember. The the first TV show that I remember binge watching. The concept of binge watching is so much easier now, I think, with like Netflix and Hulu and all that. You can pick a show and you can literally just watch that show for weeks. I've done that. But I think kind of the earliest form of binge watching was like the little weekend marathons of, like, for me it was like Saved by the Bell, Family Matters, Fresh Prince. Those are just a few that I remember. Like, on a Saturday, all day long, there'd just be reruns of all the episodes. I'll go with Saved by the Bell, because it's definitely one that I quote unquote binge watched early on. The third question: have you ever watched 3 movies back to back in a movie theater? And I definitely have not. I'm not a huge movie theater person. I like movies, but I like them at home, in my pajamas, in my bed, with bathroom breaks and food. So I've never even watched movies. I've never even watched 2 movies back to back in a movie theater. So I definitely haven't done 3. What is a viral video that you both liked and shared? The first one that came to my mind whenever Professor Castleberry asked us this question was the Chewbacca mom. I think that was just last year. She got a Star Wars Chewbacca mask and was filming herself in the car. And I think it was like a Facebook Live or Snapchat, maybe, I don't know, something like that. And she realizes that it makes the Chewbacca sound, and she is laughing hysterically. And it was so delightful and funny, and it made me laugh in such a silly, easy way. Something about it just resonated with me. And so that's one of the few actual videos that I've like shared on my Facebook and said, hey, you want to laugh today, you want to smile today, watch this video. So that would be mine. Let's see here. Question number 4. Name the last news channel or website that you visited and when. I was actually writing about social media in my paper last week, and I read an article on CNN.com, and that is the last official news website that I visited. I don't have like regular TV. Like, I just have subscription TV, so I don't really watch the news on television. I have like News 9 on my Facebook feed, I think. But if I go to a news website, it's usually CNN or BBC, something like that. But yeah, CNN was the last one I went to last week. When was the last time you finished a novel? I know that you said no judgment, Dr. Castleberry, but I felt judged answering this question. Because I love reading, but there's just so much reading to do in school, and reading with my kids. I'm not counting any of the novels I've read with them because they've all been, they're really into the comic book novels and whatever. The last novel that I read for my own pleasure was Rice Mother, which is a book by Rani Monica. And I'm pretty sure it was at least a decade ago. It may have been 12 years ago. But it's such a good book. Like, I remember it. It's one of my favorite books. And even just answering this question, I felt like, man, I really want to read more. Like, books for pleasure. But if you've never read that book, I highly recommend it. It's fascinating. I think that's it for this week. Y'all have a good one.